Migration for me is a process of moving with your roots somewhere.
Recently I read an article about the idea that the word migration actually comes from biology, when living species or even plants migrate from their original place of living, or migrate between different climates, migrate between different places.
It's like looking for something that is going to offer you a better condition to fulfill your dream, or predictions about your future or your life that you are dreaming for.
Migration for me is actually being putting yourself in a different situation with totally different circumstances to deal with. For me, it's leaving your comfort zone. If you can do it for free will, you're very lucky.
I believe that all the progress on Earth is based on mobility, on movement, on migration.
Migration means to redefine yourself, to refine yourself in total different circumstances. It can be very positive, it can be very challenging, but at the same time it opens you to be very vulnerable as well, and can be very difficult as well.
I think people have always moved. People have always been moving in regard to jobs, especially in order to get an opportunity to live, to get a house. A lot of people have been immigrating from one country to another. It might not even have been a country back then. People immigrating to America. I mean, it's been such a big part of life, and I think our modern, contemporary kind of understanding of people living a lifestyle, moving away from home, which often means a country.
I think the first time when I thought about moving out from Macedonia or going abroad was when I was at a very, very young age. I think I was 5 or 6, and I remember whenever my parents would ask me, what do you want to become when you're older, I would always say something in a foreign country. And this, I think, came from the fact that I knew that there is a horizon somewhere out there that I'm not able to see from my small flat in my hometown Struga. I knew that there is more to be discovered. My first trip was when I was 13, and I went together with my father and a cousin to Turkey, to Istanbul. That was one experience that I will always remember, because it only confirmed my kind of assumptions, what is the beauty of traveling or visiting other countries.
I had big changes when I was 8 years old and 12 years old, and I have a feeling that this is a sensible age to have a big change like that. So I think we moved from one continent to another continent, and we moved to the United States, and it created certainly a different emotion inside myself.
I decided to go because it was a dream. It was a dream always to live abroad, and I decided I was 29 already, so I wasn't young, as you call it when you live abroad. But it was a dream to live abroad. It was a dream to actually feel challenged in a different country with a different language, and that's why I simply went. And I had booked a flight for 1 month, but simply didn't come back after 1 month. So I found a shitty job, which I actually did for only 3 days, and then I just got really stubborn about it, and I just wanted to make it, and I didn't know what I got into it at all. So I didn't expect that it would feel different to be a foreigner somewhere. I didn't expect how many emotional hurdles or obstacles, it would come in my way.
When you live abroad and when you are surrounded with people from different backgrounds, then also your own views and attitudes towards life change a lot. And another interesting thing for me was the change of your personal understanding of what is normal and what is not so normal, what is moral and what is not so moral.
If you have decided to move, move. If you don't, don't.
You learn how to enjoy simple things. You spend much more time alone. You have more time for yourself, and then you can just understand by living abroad that simplicity is simply beautiful. For instance, you can just grab a coffee, sit by the river, you know, and enjoy to the fullest, and that will make your day.
I think for many people, where they're born means a lot to them. Absolutely, and they should do. I think it's only logical. I mean, there's memories, there's things, there's smells, there's the way you used to have the carrots in this area. What do I know? You know, there's certain things that's very important for these things, and I can really understand that people want to live this way.
However, in Vienna I had the challenge of what we call usually, and I think in Macedonia we use that word a lot, the culture of people who are cold-blooded. In the first 6 months I blamed the people, yeah, because I thought this is not normal. So people are not euphorically laughing on the street. People are not that loud. There is not a lot of passion or vibe as I knew it before. So I was struggling to understand, are these people unhappy, or are they bitter when they see me, or are they like that? Is it just like that? They are living their lives in a very calm way, and they just walk and they don't laugh at you or smile at you. So I started to discover the concept of individual bubbles. People living not in a community spirit as the one we have in Macedonia. And I started to discover as well the shock of it and the benefits of where is the balance? Where is the point where actually community is very needed, but where is the point where you also need to respect others, or the time of others, or the space of others?
I mean, the way we construct our identities, as I work in the kindergarten, I am dealing with this in my job as a profession to ask myself the question, what is an identity and how do we start constructing it when we grow up, when we first learn the language? And I think it is extremely inspiring to watch how children, how we human beings start creating identity, and it is not about nations. It is not about nations. And this comes somewhere else. I don't know exactly when in our age we start thinking about these nationalities, but it is not in the beginning. And this is fundamental. It proves to me that something has happened to this world which we need to fix.
I learned a lot about culture differences. I think my attitude before was that at the end of the day we are all the same, and we all should get along. and we can overcome any hurdles, but that's not true. I learned that culture differences can be very, very big and very difficult to adapt, because the way you're raised, the way where you come from, your roots, they will always be with you.
I felt home once or twice. Yeah, people makes home. I would say so. You can live in the best place in the world, but if you know people to talk to, fuck it. For me, at least.
I know very clearly where I come from. I know very clearly about the advantages and disadvantages.
The biggest problem when living abroad is the loneliness. There is this wonderful part that is called, self-discovery and enough time for yourself. But on the other hand, it can also so much free time in some terms, or can also be a reason, can provoke the feeling of loneliness. Never reject something without tasting it. Taste it, try it, see if it works for you. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, again, it's cool. Just it's important that you have tried. And finding your place under the sun, I think that's the biggest journey one person goes through.
Every migration is a reaching out to something bigger. It's a chance to share who we are, chance to reinvent who we are, chance to create a life that is better for all.